Hello, Professor Dimiteo and fellow classmates. My name is Andriana Xenofontos, and today I'll be reciting Robert Frost's poem, Mowing. There was never a sound beside the wood but one, and that was my long skith whispering to the ground. What was it whispered? I knew not well myself. Perhaps it was something about the heat of the sun, something perhaps about the lack of sound, and that was why it whispered and did not speak. It was no dream of the gift of idle hours, no easy gold at the hand of fay or elf. Anything more than the truth would have seemed too weak. To the earnest love that laid the swale in rows, not without the feeble pointed spikes of flowers, pale orchises and scared a bright screened snake. So the fact is the sweetest dream that labor knows. My long skith whispered and left the hay to make. So to start off, a skith is an agricultural implement that is used to cut grass, and with my own interpretation in this poem, the speaker is a farmer who at the time is working in the fields and suddenly notices that his skith is whispering to him. And we could tell that it is a very hot day from the heat of the sun and that there is a lack of sound. This causes the speaker to think that he is either having a heat stroke or it's all simply in his imagination. And in the end, the speaker comes to the conclusion that the skith is basically expressing his own beliefs and ideas about the world. Instead of dreaming about inactivity or reward for labor as a person would, the skith takes individual pleasure from its hard work. The skith receives fulfillment and happiness from the fact of its determined work in the fields, and this causes the speaker to sort of change his ways and thinking habits of what working and rewards really are. And he follows the skith's example, and he would take hold of pleasure for his hard work. So moving on to analysis of the poem, I noticed that Robert Frost was using a rhyme scheme, but I was not able to decide whether in this sonnet Robert Frost was using a Petrarchan rhyming scheme or a Shakespearean rhyming scheme. So I did some research, and according to SparkNotes, Robert Frost used a combination of both as seen in ABC, ABD, ECD, GEH, GH. What also caught my eye was how Robert Frost used auditory imagery throughout the poem. The speaker definitely used a public and critical voice, wanting the audience to imagine the skith whispering to the speaker. Frost also used personification towards the skith, allowing the skith to talk and think like a human while also acting as a friend and working colleague. And he uses whispered, several times throughout the poem to describe the personification of the skith. I also had trouble deciding whether the speaker had an earnest love for nature or an earnest love for the skith. With nature, he mentions the feeble pointed spikes of flowers and bright green snake, which are positive word choices to describe some of the things in nature. But with the skith, he showed that with many other inanimate objects, people grow attached to these things and they spend a great deal of time with them, causing the speaker to fall in love with the skith, which is shown as an example. This can also describe what is going in our contemporary American culture today, because a majority of us have these materialistic things like iPhones, computers, and TVs, and it seems like we've attached ourselves to these objects and we cannot live without them. Relating it to the poem, the speaker did not understand the meaning of hard work, and people in our society today many of them are becoming lazy and growing attached to these materialistic things, and they rely on these technologies to do work for them. And they become so in love with these products, it shows that many of them have stepped out of reality and lost their values and do not understand the true meaning of hard work, just like the speaker did not understand the meaning of hard work as well. So the reason why I chose this poem because I can connect to my life. I am a hard worker, and when I perform a job or do project for or homework for school, I put a lot of effort and time into it. Once I complete that task or that project, I take pleasure from my hard work knowing that it has paid off. For example, I am a pre-med major, so I will work hard to get into med school because when I finally become a doctor, I will know that I completed my goals, my dreams came true, and I will be able to help save lives. And that will be my sense of fulfillment, just like the skit obtained fulfillment from helping the speaker in the field. So overall, Robert Frost's poem Mowing was an intriguing poem to read and analyze, and it greatly ties into our society today. So thank you everyone for taking the time to watch this video, and I really enjoyed taking this online poetry class with all of you, and I wish everyone best of luck on the upcoming finals and the rest of the school year. Bye.